Can someone go and touch Sid for us, please?
Ah!
We go back. I don't like it.
If you're with us now, make a noise. What was that then? It'd be like a crack.
Honestly, who's that? There's two people standing up there.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Every time I come there, it freaks me out. It's horrible. If we was just on our own, I would have legged it.
Yeah, I would have legged it.
No, what was?
That was definitely there.
That was there. That was right there.
Oh, no, what was that?
Scream.
What was this?
Oh God!
Oh,
What's that?
I think I stood on a twig.
That is hands down the scariest thing I've ever done.
hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing more ghost hunting because on Monday we went to Cannock Chase and on Saturday we went to Manningtree to investigate Matthew Hopkins, the witchfinder. So I'll leave most of the history and stuff up to Paul because he explained it quite nicely and there's no point in me just repeating what he said. So make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more ghost hunting videos and I hope you enjoy.
I'm going to take you back to the very, very late 1500s. Where we are now in England, it was all fairly lawless. There was long, hot summers, droughts, the winters were harsh, crops were failing, there was nobody sort of around keeping law and order. We were in the middle of sort of civil war between the religious, the Catholics and the Puritans. But it was a fairly lawless time. There was a lot of hardship, a lot of poverty, and people were actually sort of turning in on themselves, blaming the neighbours, and the old wise women that were called on to help out with, sort of sick children, sick animals, and just sort of general advice. They were sort of being turned on and blamed for everything that was sort of going wrong. We've got a new king on the throne. King James VI of Scotland was now King James I of England. His mother, Mary Queen of Scots, she'd had a head lopped off. His father, Henry Stuart, he'd been murdered. Guy Fawkes had tried to blow up James I of England not long after he took to the throne. So he was paranoid, but he had good reason to be, really. He was on his way back from Denmark after picking up his new bride, and coming back across the sea, the flotilla was hit by a storm. It was so severe they had to pull into Norway until the storm passed. The admiral of the flotilla convinced King James that it was the work of witchcraft. When he got back to Scotland, several hundred people were rounded up, accused of trying to kill the king, accused of summoning up the storm, and lost their lives at the hands of King James VI. Now in Scotland they used to burn witches. In England we never used to burn witches. We always hanged our witches. He wrote a book. It was called The Book of Demonology. You can buy the book today from online at Amazon, Waterstones, etc. And it was basically very simple terms. It was a book on how to catch witches. Pendle witches, very, very popular story, known probably worldwide. There was only 9 people, 11 accused. One died in Lancaster Castle awaiting trial. 9 got accused, the other one got let off. Matthew Hopkins was responsible for the death of 300 people. You come down here, Matthew Hopkins' hometown, and there's a little plaque on the side of the pub, and that's all you get. So anybody who's got any marketing skills, it's a prime location for it. A lot of the locals don't even know about the Matthew Hopkins story, which is really, really surprising. It is a very true story. It is well documented, and yeah, it should be kept alive. He was born in Great Wellham, and he was one of 6, born son of a Puritan minister. His birth date is not exactly known. It was around 1620. He arrived in Manningtree. Does anybody know Manningtree very well? The pub called the Red Lion. Yeah. At the side of the Red Lion is a beer garden. If you go into the pub and look at the photographs inside the pub, there was a house there right up until the late 1800s. That was Matthew Hopkins' home. Lived there and died there. He also worked just down the road at the Mistley Quay. That's where he met a gentleman who was his partner in crime, if you like, called John Stern. they hadn't have met, we wouldn't be here now talking about Matthew Hopkins being responsible for the death of 300 people. They weren't serial killers, they weren't in it for the money, but they got paid a lot of money. I just think they were religious fanatics that they'd driven, and they believed that they were ridding this part of England of evil. So we're going to go on a little bit of a walk, take you to a couple of the hot spots, tell you through the ghost stories, and go from there. Hopkins discovered that on the 6th Friday of every month there was a meeting of witches in Manningtree. Not only was it in Manningtree, it was in the house or the pub next door to him. So on this certain Friday in March, he had heard that this meeting of witches was taking place, and he burst in, and there was an old lady there under the name of Elizabeth Clark. She was 80. Had a sort of squint eye, one leg, widowed. He had dragged her out, accused her of witchcraft, and with his witches he stripped them naked. They were looking for blemishes or skin spots or third nipples, where they would actually suckle their familiars in exchange for powers from the devil. A lady of that age had a skin spot, so yes, she could be a witch. He sat her on a stool. The minute she tried to go to sleep, he got her up, he paced her up and down, but sat her down again, and this carried on for 4 days and 4 nights. So there was no food, no water, she was shouted at, she was berated, she was stripped naked, and she eventually confessed to being a witch. Not only did she confess to being a witch, she also gave Matthew and John the names of 4 other villages from Mistley and Manningtree. She'd got this skin spot, she'd done a confession, he needed a little bit more. So what he used to do, this was John's Stern speciality, he was known as to have a witch pricker. So this skin spot or this blemish or this mole as we'd call it, John would prick this with a needle or a knife, and if it didn't bleed, it was another tick in the box that you were a witch. Guess what? It didn't bleed. Why didn't it bleed? He had a retractable blade. It was never going to bleed. So their methods weren't quite honest. The final test that they did you've probably heard of the ducking stool. They called it the swim test. So what Matthew would do, he would get his suspected witch, he would tie her thumb to her opposite big toe. He would dress them in flowing gowns. They would sort of tape up or stitch up the cuffs and the legs and drop them in the water. If you drowned, you were innocent. Bit hard, isn't it? If you floated, your body was rejected by water, as in rejection by religion. He wanted you to float because he wasn't going to get paid if you drowned. In total, between the tiny villages of Manningtree and Mistley, over 100 people were taken to Chelmsford Crown Court, and that was the Chelmsford witch trials. Out of that 100 people, there was over 30 of them were convicted of witchcraft, taken up onto Gallows Hill in Chelmsford, which is now a housing estate called Primrose Hill, and they were executed up there. And that was the start of the reign of Matthew Hopkins. 2 stories to note of this place. One of the stories that we often hear is that often screams are heard coming from the sort of the mud flats over that side. And it's believed it was some of the victims that Matthew was sort of dragging up the old road from Manningtree. The second one is, what was he called, Lisa?
Black Shuck.
Black Shuck.
Yeah.
It's best described as a black dog. And this was told to us by a local that was on the event. It's supposed to be like a dog-like character with piercing red eyes. And the locals believe that anybody that sees this dog character and sees the red eyes, it's an impending death in the family.
Oh God. Cheery. Yeah, hopefully we don't see that.
When we do come down this bit, and again, Sue's, this is just only the first time Sue's been down, but the second walk she's done it, you picked up quite sort of a negative feeling down.
Yeah. But I should imagine, I keep thinking there's someone down there. Look.
I'll keep looking down
You've
there.
been looking down
I'll just keep staring down there.
It does look like there's a black shadow behind Paul.
Did you see that?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Time to move on then. know people that we spoke to have stayed at the Thorn Inn, and they have actually said in the middle of the night they have heard the sound of footsteps pacing. But when it is open, you can go and stay there, but I know it's really expensive, it's about 150 quid a night. Used for doing one of his ducking or his swim tests. So I said they would sort of dress them in long flowing robes, do their wrists up, and they would sort of drop them in the water so they hopefully would float. There's 2 occasions. The next place we're going to walk back to our cars in a minute and jump in the car. We're going to take you up to the main ducking pool that he used on a lot more occasions. This spot here actually is one of the places where, on a moonlit night, probably best described as what Matthew Hopkins would look like, with the sort of the tall hat, is where he's seen a lot. Just in this spot now.
He's not very tall though, is he? Matthew Hopkins isn't very tall.
No, it's his hat made him look taller.
He's only about this big, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Really? He's just not much bigger than me.
Yeah.
You all right there?
I've got like a woodworm, I think, on my ear.
Ah.
Old knobbly, I said before, he has got his own Facebook page. He's 1,000 years old. He's 32 foot high and 32 foot wide. He has been struck by lightning. He has been set fire to by some local idiot. A lot of people do take photographs and they do see faces in the photographs. Oak trees take 300 years to grow, 300 years are alive and 300 years to die. So he's sort of well past what he should be. Come up here for safety and thought they would be safe from Matthew Hopkins. Matthew Hopkins soon learned where they were hiding. People that were accused in the confessions chased up here, followed up here. Matthew Hopkins found them and took them down to a little bit further down to what's called Hunter's Pool, and used that as for the swim test. So, how do you all feel up here tonight?
It's quite scary.
Pretty dark, to be fair.
Sue summed it up. She said it feels quite sinister.
Yeah. Feels horrible.
What was that going on?
I don't know.
So someone has to touch it.
You have to move for it to go off, which is a bit bizarre. Okay, just all nice and relaxed, nice and quiet. Did that just flash then?
Yeah, mine's flashing as well.
For those people who don't know, one of their bits is called an EMF meter. Very, very sort of simply in the paranormal world, we use them quite a lot. They measure the electromagnetic field. When it's sort of static with one light on, then nothing's happening. If it starts to spike, then there's an increase in the electromagnetic field. In theory, that is when a spirit energy is present, it brings along an increase in the electromagnetic field.
Heard a thump.
Yeah, like on a tree, like a pew.
That really thump earlier, didn't it? It was true.
Over there.
What I'm going to do, Sid,
Yeah.
I want you to go over there. See that bench?
Yeah.
Just stand there. Yeah.
Here we go.
Last time we was here, we heard sort of footsteps coming.
Good luck.
From that direction.
Sid always seems to feel something. or
Yeah,
see
it's always
something,
Sid.
doesn't he?
What's the lady's name? It's going to be.
It's a man that's called Sid.
Sid, can someone go and touch Sid for us, please?
No.
Not that quick.
You alright, Sid?
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of movement around here.
Yeah. Okay, if there's any spirits here with us now, please come forward.
What's that noise?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Oh, it went up there. Okay, if you can see us and hear us, you'll have connections to these woods. Maybe you were persecuted by Matthew Hopkins. Walk towards him, touch him.
Something just did here then.
Yeah, that's where I heard stuff.
Yeah, I keep hearing
Just
something like
here
that.
behind me, there's someone just walking round me at the moment.
What?
Did you hear it? Did you hear like something run?
I'm having me, someone's touching my legs at the moment.
Sid, not again.
Did you hear like a scuff over behind you then?
Yes.
Anna? Yeah, it was like somebody dragging the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just saw something back there. What did you see? It looked like a person walking.
I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Like, you alright, Sid?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of action back here.
Was it like movement, footsteps?
Yeah, just round here, round in the bushes. Quite a lot of walking, footsteps.
I heard the bushes. I could hear it.
Yeah, I heard footsteps over there.
Sid, did you just like go,
No,
like a deep,
Did you hear
Yeah.
it? I thought it was Sid.
it was a man, it was a man.
It was definitely a man. Yeah, again? Yeah. Susie's is going
Yeah?
really bad.
We're going to have a walk down to the ducky pool. Sue's going to stay up here on her own, just purely for health reasons.
It's moment of my life.
Oh, Lisa! How are Lisa?
Oh.
Yeah?
How did that feel?
Okay.
I got touched all over.
That's because your legs were on show.
Yeah, asking for it.
That's what we
I just
always-
had, like, when Sue said the tap on the shoulder, my arm, I just felt something grab it. I thought it was at one point out there. Did you hear the noise in the bushes?
Oh my god, I could hear footsteps and
That was behind. I looked down, I just saw this woman walking. That is hands down the scariest thing I've ever done. Oh my god, I'm freezing.
turn the light off.
Yeah.
No.
Put it out.
Yeah.
There is a presence.
it is really cold here.
It is really, really strange. Every time I come down here, the minute you sort of come down that last little leg until you come to that clearing, it's just like walking into a freezer. And I don't know why, it's really, really bitter cold.
It's like I feel like I'm going to be pushed in.
I feel like I can't stand my back.
Yeah, I keep turning round. I feel like I'm just going to be pushed in.
It's like a black shadow.
Yeah, back there.
Yeah. Paranormal Tourette's. If you're with us now, make a noise. What was that then? It'd be in like a crack, a twig, twig breaking. Keep a few foot apart.
Let's go together.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you sort of okay here?
You don't know fear until you stand up there by yourself.
Poppy?
Yeah.
Just sort of there. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you can sort of stand sort of back there.
Yep.
Okay, knock your torches off them. If there's anybody at all that you're drawn to, feel comfortable with, like, maybe even dislike, touch them, push them.
Touching my leg.
Dos.
Going to use the name Andrew. Andrew, if you're here, affect one of the lights.
The bushes.
Both hands are around my feet.
There's definitely something in there.
No, I saw. Poppy, look at my legs quickly. What is it?
Yes.
There's nothing on your legs.
You okay, you two?
I saw someone walk. I swear.
Come over.
Is Sue coming down?
See,
No.
See from my camera.
Someone walked past.
I heard some rattling.
Can you hear footsteps? Like, did you hear footsteps over there?
I keep hearing twigs snapping.
Yeah, so do I.
it's going mad over here.
Your light going off.
Yeah, loads.
Anna, where are you getting the noises where we come from?
You know where I said I saw someone walk
Yeah.
and Abby heard it at the same time? That's the direction where all the red light is as well.
There's something there. Just there.
It's
very tall.
Do you feel alright?
This tree's moving.
It's like trying to touch.
Oh my days, did you see that?
Yeah, no, there's something.
It's like to touch my hair.
Did you see that?
God.
We go back. I don't like it.
Did not move, right? The whole time I've been stood there, and all of a sudden it's just gone really slowly, all the way across to here, and then went all the way back.
And as soon as you said that, you said something just touched me.
But that.
Horrible. I'm really freaked out.
No, you, honestly.
You know when
Who's that?
Abby said she went back.
There's two people standing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I wouldn't lie, I'm not joking. I saw someone walk there, and if there's someone, I wouldn't walk their dog in the dark.
Honestly.
Right, just before we go, I think we should all go in this little bit back here.
Yeah.
And just see what's going on back here.
Really weird.
This is awful. Like, it feels so.
I feel like running back.
I'm not sure what it is, but there's something with my legs that there seems to be.
You've probably not seen legs before.
Yeah, if we was just on our own, I would have legged it.
Yeah, I would have legged it as well.
Okay, knock your torches off. That got a little bit spooky just then, over there. The CC, the hair moved from behind you right across your face, didn't it? And at the same time, who was it? The tree sort of bent right towards them. Yeah. Anna, what were you seeing here?
I saw someone walk.
And again, at the same time, I was like hearing twigs snap.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times.
She was calling out the name Andrew when all that stuff with the tree and the hair and everything.
Was it Andrew? Is Andrew the name that's sort of come to you in your head, or do you know an Andrew? Or
No, I just said to her, it's really weird, the name Andrew just came into my head all of a sudden.
When you said
And every time we say it, this thing keeps flashing up.
Andrew, you trying to use your voice?
Yes.
Andrew, you connected to this woodland, this forest?
It's up
We're
here.
getting the lights.
Can you whistle?
He's up there. He's definitely up there. I can sense it.
What's that?
to the right.
Yeah, to the right. There's something. What's that?
To the right.
Yeah, to the right. There's something.
To the right.
Yeah, to the right. There's something.
Yeah, there was. It's a crunch again.
Wow.
Over there again.
Every time I go up there, it freaks me out.
Yes, it is.
It's horrible.
I've been to a lot of haunted places, but this one.
If there is, can you make a noise?
And then
Oh!
What was that?
I think I stood on a twig.
That made me jump.
Behind us.
We'll have to ask Sue if she's.
Oh!
Oh, what was
that was definitely there.
What?
That was there. That was right there.
Sue if she's.
Oh.
Sue if she. Sue if she. Sue if she.
We're going to go walk back up to the Sue to Old Knobbly. You're going to come with us. Okay, who's at the front? Is it Anna?
Yeah.
Do you want to lead the way back up?
Is it this way?
Up there.
Up there?
It's up there, isn't it?
I'll go with you.
That's where I've seen the Hopkins.
not up here?
Completely been disorientated then because I thought we went. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I swear it was down that way. This is worse than mine. Oh God! Did you really jump?
It's sinister down there.
The ball went off by that bench.
They are,
ball, yeah.
That's where I stand. You can hear in the bushes the rustling.
But I saw 2 women standing not together, but still
Yeah.
in there. I heard noises a lot up here.
Yeah, we had loads down there.
Freezing.
Yes, so cold.
The water don't bother me down there, but it's just the bushes. There's something in the bushes
Yeah,
down there.
Yeah, that's what we were
that's
saying.
what we were saying.
To the left.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I stood there and I saw something wrong.
That's
That's
exactly.
exactly where we saw
Yeah.
something.
This is one of the scary places I've been in my life.
2 women.
yeah. This is
bad vibes here.
I don't like this.
Cece, the girl who gives the catering.
There was a fuzz.
Oh, what was that?
Scream.
What was this?
Oh my God! Can anyone else hear that? There's a scream.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, wait, oh my God, no. Don't mind me. It was just
What was it?
that. Oh! What is that in the bushes? What is that?
I've got no idea what it is. Oh, it's my leg again.
I think it's getting to us.
That happened. That car was going to the exact same place as before. That thing ran by.
Every time. What was that?
Oh, you imagine he brought the old women down here and dragged them down here and stuck them in that water.
Yeah. That's pretty mean. I mean, and it's quite a long way. If you think, yeah, like to drag someone to their deaths. He survived.
Have you all enjoyed this evening?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We have got our Haunting Nights official Facebook page, which I'm sure you're all members of anyway. Or if you're not, you will be soon. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much. You're all free to go. Hope to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We got home at must have been past midnight, and I didn't go to sleep until 2 AM. On top of editing this, it took me quite a while, so if you would like to, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to see more ghost hunting videos. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.